This is the story of how a hero was born from regular kitchen materials, including salt, water, and then a combination of salt and water. My crystal is salt water, okay? It's NaCl plus H2O. It's not too difficult. Anyway, this is how it was made. So first, you had to figure out the saturation of salt in water. Turns out it's about 36%. So if you want to use a cup of water, you go ahead and use 36% of a cup of NaCl, which comes out to around 85.14 grams. Now hold on. I know what you're thinking. Grams? How are you going to measure that? Well, I was thinking the same thing. Then it hit me like a brilliant genius I am. I'm going to use the density equation. So, got out my handy dandy calculator. Also had to look up the density of water. After finally discovering that it was 2.16 grams per centimeter squared, I was able to discover that I needed 39.44 grams of NaCl. That's equal to 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of NaCl. I went ahead, mixed them all together in a little bowl, and then, boom, I had a saturated solution of NaCl. And it's good to filter out all the unwanted stuff. And I actually tried this 2 or 3 times because I kept spilling everywhere, but I ended up on a really unique technique. So I took my coffee machine and I obviously cleaned it out really well so there wasn't any coffee grounds in it. And I used that as kind of like a machine to filter it. So I just replaced the coffee beans with my saturated solution and waited like 20 minutes for it to finish filtering because it took forever. Here we are. I finished filtering it a couple days ago, and this is Mr. Cristal. As you can see, not a lot happening yet, which is okay because I looked it up, and apparently crystals take 7 days-ish to form. So we're both being patient over here. But I'm excited to see how he grows up. If you're wondering, is this process unique to the formation of NaCl? It's not. If you use any other different salt, actually all you would need to do was take into account their saturation rates. So salts is 36%, other salts are going to be different. If I was in a lab, I obviously wouldn't be using these sorts of measurements because honestly they're really inaccurate. And like I said, I spilled a lot. I would be using graduated cylinders or volumetric flasks to measure with the most accuracy. I would also be using different filtration paper to make this besides coffee filters. And it would probably be a much more accurate solution. But we work with what we have. That's that I actually learned from this experience and doing research is that the way that we're doing this crystal is not the only way you can grow a crystal. There's a similar method where you do almost the exact same thing except for you dangle a string from the top and the string can have nothing on it or it can have what's called a seed crystal on it. String actually acts as a starting point for the solution to cling onto and start to grow. We're not doing it that way, but that would be another great way to start your own crystal. So yeah, at the end of week 1, I'm really happy with how far we've come, me and Miss Chris over here, but I'm excited to see her grow and blossom into a beautiful person. Okay, well, bye for now. Oh, here are my sources.